Welcome back to the Back in Time channel. So according to Radar Online, a judge finds Soulja Boy's net worth in the negative, and it suggests that the rapper moved out of his $25,000 a month mansion to pay the judgment owed to his ex. This is what they're reporting. It says Soulja Boy was shut down in his attempt to have a six-figure judgment thrown out due to him allegedly struggling financially, with a judgment advising that the rapper to cut his monthly expenses, RadarOnline.com has learned. According to the court documents obtained by Radar, a Los Angeles Superior Court judge found Soulja's argument unpersuasive. Now, as it was first reported earlier this week by Radar Online, a jury found Soulja, real name DeAndre Way, liable for alleged assault against his ex-girlfriend Kayla Myers. Myers sued the rapper, claiming that he bashed her in the head and pistol whipped her in 2019 at a house party. She was awarded a total of $472,000. Now, the breakdown was $236,000 in damages and another $236,000 in punitive damages. Now, the purpose of punitive damages, they are awarded to punish a defendant for bad conduct. Now, recently, Soulja Boy argued that the punitive damages awarded were too high. He claimed that he was not as rich as he once was. He testified that he had made millions off of his 2007 crank that, but that had spent a lot of money over the years. Soulja admitted he rents a home in Los Angeles for $25,000 per month. He doesn't own any real property but has a car collection. The vehicles were worth around $600,000 when he purchased them. He testified he had another $18,000 in jewelry. The entertainer also claims that he pulls in $10,000 to $50,000 per month per show, but has to pay a good amount to his team. Soulja said that the pandemic hurt his bank account and all of his 2023 shows have been canceled. In addition, he claimed to have $1 million tax debt he's working on handling. He argued that it didn't have the funds to cover the punitive damages award. Now, Myers objected to the position and suggested to sell off his assets to satisfy the debt. A hearing was held on the matter this week. The judge came back and sided with Myers, despite agreeing that, at least based on the evidence, Soulja's net worth is negative. However, he noted that Soulja has the ability to make 5 figures per show, and while it's not clear that the defendant could just snap his fingers and book as many shows as he would like, neither is it clear that he cannot work at all. It might not be the work he wants, and he might not be headlining, but the court has no reason to believe that he cannot perform at all, the judge ruled. The judge also said that Soulja's $25,000 per month was a key factor in denying the motion to throw out the punitive damages. He advised someone as close to zero financially as defendant claims to be might want to scale down on the living arrangements. $25,000 is a lot of monthly rent, even in Los Angeles. There is no reason of which the court is aware that he could not relocate to a more modest $10,000 a month home. The judge added, defendant must be earning more from somewhere sufficient to pay for the rent and whatever other monthly expenses he has. In other words, defendant is paying $300,000 a year in rent alone. It stands to reason that he must have some other living expenses and that money must come from somewhere. It is not coming from loans, for the defendant did not testify as to any other debts. So, although the court does not know from whence the money is coming, it is coming from somewhere. It is not an impossible inference to conclude that his overall financial condition must be sufficient to allow him to live the lifestyle he does without going into debt. He argued that the punitive damages was not a multi-million-dollar judgment. The judge said the punitive damages will stay. My thoughts are this. I agree with the judgment. I agree with Soulja Boy having to pay the punitive damages, just the overall total of $472,000, because it's not even $500,000. It's a little bit under $500,000. And on top of that, Soulja Boy is the first one that says that he's the first rapper to do this, that, XYZ. He'll be the first one to remind you in an argument of how rich he is and probably how broke you are. He talks about his cars, his jewelry. He even bragged in the past about having a game console, about him selling so much in just a small amount of time, how Nintendo wanted to sue him, and how they were actually expressing interest in buying out his game console. So he claimed to have all of this money and just being very braggadocious about his lifestyle. So you would think that he have it.
That's drip. You tripping. It's a bust down roadie, nigga. That's 80,000. Nigga, this star right here, 20,000. Nigga, you tripping.
They had you on that fake watch busters.
I got my new video game, you know what I'm saying? They always hate on the black entrepreneur. They'll give props to the Asians at Nintendo, but a black entrepreneur, the first rapper to come out with his own video game, they're gonna say it's counterfeit. But I'm gonna keep striving it because I made $250,000 in one day.
And Nintendo threatened legal action. Well, basically, the games that were on there were licensed and trademarked, but some of them wasn't. But through the company that I went through, they were supposed to be 100% covered on it.
They were supposed to handle all that.
But they weren't. We go from getting a cease and desist from Nintendo, from them coming and now trying to buy my company from me.
Damn.
So Nintendo's trying to buy your company off of you?
They write billion-dollar checks like this. I done talked to Nintendo and Google.
That's big.
They trying to buy us out right now. Like this.
Now, granted, we're not going to act like we're oblivious to the fact that life can throw you curveballs and things can happen. And people can, you know, fall on hard times. However, this is not the case with Soulja Boy. Like it says in the report, he's paying $25,000 a month for where he's currently staying. So if you can afford $25,000, which is $300,000 a year you're paying for your living, clearly you have room to pay for other stuff as well. I mean, even if you're not making the same amount of money as you were once before, you're still making a decent amount of monthly. He said that he was making anywhere from 10 to 50K a month. That's still a decent amount of money for a celebrity to kind of like keep up with your lifestyle. Now, granted, it might not be, you know, extremely lavish as it was before back in 2007, but this is 2023, and I find that he doesn't have reports of anything that he has any kind of investments or businesses going on. I feel like that is, I feel like it's a bunch of crap, because Soulja Boy, again, he had his own game console. Now, I don't know what happened with that whole situation. I don't know if Nintendo sued him or allegedly or what, but whatever the case may be, Soulja Boy is a very smart individual and he knows how to make money. So coming up with this excuse saying that your expenses, and then I understand that you might owe, you know, back taxes or whatever in $1 million or whatever, but you definitely have money and you're definitely making money. So I'm not buying the whole idea that he cannot afford it. I simply think that he just doesn't want to pay it due to the fact that it's his ex-girlfriend and he probably hates her guts right now. But those are just my thoughts. I would love to know your thoughts down below. Let me know what you think about this article, this report that Radar Online is reporting. Do you feel like Soulja Boy is living above his means if he claims that he doesn't have enough money to pay under $500,000 to his ex-girl? Tell me how you feel about him mentioning in the report that he is not now as rich as he was prior to 2020. Let me know your thoughts down below, and I will talk to you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe here with us at Back in Time. But until next time.
Don't you feel tough?
Yeah!
Don't you feel strong?
Yeah!
Don't you feel like going home?
Shut up!
Then get the hell out of my apartment.